Good morning, students. Up to now, we familiar about principal patterns. So, these principal patterns in our antenna theory defined by E plane and H plane. So, according to electrical field vector, so the E plane pattern has containing electrical field vector and the direction of maximum radiation. Similarly, H-plane pattern also the plane containing the magnetical field vector in the direction of maximum radiation. So these planes plays a vital role in the geometrical construction, that this geometrical construction yields to provide many examples. As we know that our radiation pattern has two principal planes, xy plane, which is azimuthal plane, and xz plane, which is elevation plane. So this xy plane, the theta equal to pi by 2, where xz plane, the phi equal to 0. So based upon this E plane and H plane, this omnidirectional or defined according to this principal E planes and H planes. So the H planes and E planes, which is H plane is nothing but azimuthal plane, where E plane equal to elevation plane. So this azimuthal and elevation planes are defined according to your theta equal to 90 degree or phi equal to this one. So this is the figure indicating, for example, here we are considering a pyramidal horn structure. So in this pyramidal horn structure, so we are estimating so this is the pyramidal horn structure. In this pyramidal horn, so this is output mouth of your particular antenna. In this output of particular antenna, so this is the radiation pattern. This is the main direction of the radiation, where your radiation has its own direction. So in this particular direction, so the radiation has E field and H field. So this radiation pattern has both E plane and H plane. So this E plane and H planes are divided according to your radial planar vectors. So these radial planar vectors may be sometimes according to your E plane and H plane. So this E plane and H plane aperture distributions are indicated here. So in H plane, the radiation is horizontally radial along the mouth direction, and in E plane field, the aperture distributions are vertically along the mouth area. So as we know that our main beam focusing along this radial vector, this is the radial vector. So in this radial vector, at any point, both E plane and H plane fields as 90 degree apart. So apart from this main field, you are having minor lobes, main lobes, side lobes, and back lobes. So this indicates that principle of E plane and H plane, where our pyramidal horn exactly focuses. So from this analysis, we are able to calculate one mathematical phenomena that is called radians and steradians. So as we know that our mathematical foundation radian, which is a measurement of planar angle, Similarly, as we know that one radian is defined as plane angle with its vertex at the center of circle of radius small r and subtended by an arc whose length equal to small r. So that measurement of planar angle is called a radian. So one radian is defined as the plane angle with its vertex at the center of the circle of radius smaller. So it is subtended by an whose length equal to smaller. Suppose for a given circle, the parameters are radius smaller, circumference equal to 2 pi r. So within the 2 pi r, 2 pi radians are be formed in a full circle, 2 pi into radians. So when you can divide that 2 pi radians with radians 2 pi r by r, that 2 pi r by r can be indicated by your radians. So therefore total circumference equal to 2 pi r, which will form 2 pi radians. Similarly, this radian is adapted to our sphere where the reading equal to the solid angle, which is radian is planar angle, plane angle, whereas steradian equal to solid angle. So the measurement of solid angle is an steradian. So with respect to steradian, with its vertex at the center of the sphere with small radius r subtended by spherical area, which is equal to the square, that is equal to for cross sectional in that sphere cross sectional, the radius length equal to smaller. Therefore the area of the sphere equal to 2 pi r into 2r, that equal to 4 pi r square. So for that 4 pi r square, divide the 4 pi r square by r square. So you are having 4 pi steradians. So what is the difference between the circular measurements and the spherical measurements in our antenna theory is nothing but in that circular measurements the angle equal to 2 pi radians, whereas in our steradians 4 pi steradians. So that is the 2 pi multiplied by 2, that equal to your 4 pi steradians angles measurements are happening in that steradian in the particular antenna theory. So this is the graphical representation of the steradian and radian. In our figure number A, as we know that our circle will make one radian, that equal to your vertex, the plane angle with its vertex at the center of the circle of radius small r. So that is subtended by an arc whose length equal to small r. So that one radian is defined here, that equal to the plane angle with its vertex at the center of the circle radius r, so subtended by an arc. So this is the figure number A where the radians equal to 2 pi. So now adapt this radian to steradian. So one whole sphere, in that whole sphere, one radian that equal to your steradian. So this is the equivalent of your this is the origin of the sphere. So in that origin of the sphere, so here we form one circle. So here circle radius, smaller is the radius of the circle, where the circle is points towards the equivalent area. So this is the steradian cross section r into r square. So one steradian will form one radian square. So one steradian and one radian will form together. That is the geometrical arrangements of the radian and steradian, where your cross-sectional area should be focused on this planar image. So this is the graphical representation of this radian and steradian. So this, although sometimes the radiation pattern characteristics of that antenna involves with 3D vector fields for a full representation. Sometimes it may be another geometrical assumption which are we able to classify the planar. So from that analysis, we are able to catch one more solid angle. So from this example, we are able to define one beam area that equal to your beam solid angle. So what is meant by beam solid angle equal to, it is a polar 2D coordinates in that incremental area dA that on the surface of the sphere where product of this length theta and or theta and r sin theta both are be available in the latitude and longitudinal areas. So therefore beam area or beam solid angle can be defined by the incremental area that equal to dA. So D equal to incremental A for area. dA is incremental area that equal to your R d theta, where that equal to in theta direction, and in phi direction R sin theta. So R d theta into R sin t theta, that equal to call R square sin t theta d theta. So sin theta d theta d phi equal to d omega. That d omega can be explained or expressed in the steradians or or in square degrees d omega. That d omega is simply called solid angle subtended by an area dA. So that dA equal to incremental solid angle. That incremental solid angle equal to here represented by beam solid angle. TA equal to r square into d omega. So here we are having a good qualitative measurement. In this qualitative example, the total area of the sphere can be positioned along x comma y comma z. In that x comma y comma z, we are having the theta direction r and theta and phi direction r sin theta. So that r theta and r sin theta, that position so that d theta dA equal to r square sin t theta d theta d phi. Sin t theta d theta d phi equal to d omega. That r square d omega is the beam solid angle or total incremental area. So here xy is the azimuthal plane and xz is the elevation plane. In that xy and azimuthal plane, we are having that phi equal to 0 and theta equal to along y direction equal to 0. So you are taking some strip, that strip can be moving along that radial term. So that strip area equal to 2 pi r along theta, which is a 2 pi r into sine theta r t theta d theta. So d theta and d phi are their incremental angles along theta and phi, and r d theta and r d phi is their incremental angle along theta and phi. So this theta and d phi is the both angular measurements which are equivalent to solid angle, where your solid angles are denoted according to your incremental area. So that incremental area should be calculated here, that equal to r square sine t theta d theta d phi. So your r square sine theta d theta d phi can be symbolically maintaining your r d theta and d phi. So these solid angles are the measurements of our upcoming full frontal beam width and radial vectors. So one steradian. So in that picture, we are having this cross-sectional area. So in this cross-sectional area, the actual pattern is able to. So this is the beam. What is the beam positioned along the theta and z direction, and the equivalent solid angle that equal to your omega a. This actual pattern of beam area equal to here omega a. So that half power beam width should be classified along its half power beam width or beam width positioned so your actual pattern of this beam area can be positioned along this omega a direction. So that omega a direction equal to your actual pattern. So from this picture, the equivalent solid angle can be explained by its beam area equal to omega a. That actual pattern of beam area equal to positioned half power beam width of that beam area. So here we are formulating some equation. So the area of strip that should revolve throughout that width r into d theta. So that area of strip extended around the sphere at an angle theta that equal to your 2 pi r sine t theta and r d theta. So that theta varied from 0 to pi, and that area of the sphere from this example that equal to your 2 pi r square integration 0 to pi sine t theta d theta. So the area of the sphere equal to 2 pi r square. So 2 pi r square integration 0 to pi sine t theta d theta. So that equal to 2 pi r square, and the value equal to 2. So that equal to 4 pi into r square. In that 4 pi r square example, 4 pi equal to a solid angle subtended by a sphere. So 4 pi equal to solid angle subtended by a sphere, and that readings are in steradian. So therefore from this example, one steradian. So how to define one steradian equal to that one steradian equal to solid angle of the sphere divided by 4 pi. So what is the solid angle of the sphere equal to 1 radian square, that equal to 180 by pi whole square into degree square. You are having 3 to 82.8064 square degrees. Therefore 4 pi steradians 4 pi steradians equal to 3 to 82.8064 multiplied by 4 pi. So 3 to 82.8064 into 44 pi, that equal to 41253 square degrees. So from this example, we have 4 pi steradians. 4 pi steradians equal to 41253 square degrees. From this example, we have to define the beam area or beam solid angle, that equal to A of particular antenna, that equal to double integration 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi. So normalized vector Pn of theta comma phi sin t theta and d theta and d phi. So you are able to estimate that omega equal to integration Pn of theta phi d omega, that equal to 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi Pn of theta comma phi sin theta d theta and d phi. So Pn of theta comma phi and d omega is the corresponding sphere, that equal to beam area. So from this example, we are able to identify the respective phenomena. Here, the area of the sphere 4 pi square. Conclusion from this slide. Are you able to understand? So area of the sphere equal to 4 pi r square, and the beam solid angle equal to double integration Pn of theta comma phi d omega. So from that example, we are having the beam area, that equal to beam solid angle. So that beam solid angle So beam area, that is solid angle through which power radiated by antenna, the Bn of theta maintained by the maximum value, the omega equal to your always be nevertheless. So from this example, the power radiated, power radiation equal to P of theta gamma phi, P of theta gamma phi equal to P of theta gamma phi omega A. So that omega A sometimes be called beam solid angle or beam area. So this beam area of the particular antenna described approximately in terms of the angles and half power points also. So that the beam area equal to the product of their two individual half points, theta half plane and phi half plane. So the beam area, omega A equal to theta half plane and pi half plane. So these theta half plane and phi half plane are the half power beam widths in the two principal planes of minor lobes being neglected. So this data, mm, the beam area that equal to beam solid angle of the which is power radiated by the antenna equal to the maintaining of your omega 0, which is p of theta gamma phi and omega. So from this example, you are familiar. I think you are able to watch this equation beam area that equal to OME. So theta half plane and pi half plane. So theta half plane and pi half plane both are be half power beam within the two particular principal planes, where you are two principal planes are be considered and neglected. So from previous example, we are having radiation intensity. So that radiation intensity, sometimes this radiation intensity, like our electrical field intensity, magnetical field intensity, like our antenna is also having the radiation intensity. So this radiation intensity, what is the background of this radiation intensity is nothing but suppose if you want to design some particular antenna, or that either be end fire antenna or broadside antenna, or if you wanted to design an antenna through that the particular radiation, the radiation is towards in the particular direction. So that radiation is always point towards the particular radiation. So that radiation be involved in a particular direction, that is called radiation intensity. So the radiation intensity from this picture, you are able to calculate the power radiation and radial power. So the power radiated from that particular antenna, that is our, you are able to formulating the radiation intensity also. So power radiation from that antenna per unit solid angle is simply called as radiation intensity. Why? Because we discussed it in previous section that you got a radiation and that is the solid angle, beam solid angle. So your beam solid angles are very important. And the beam solid angles are our beam solid angles are very important. So the beam solid angles are very important to notice this type of the radiation intensity. So the power radiated from the antenna per unit solid angle. So power radiation from an antenna per unit solid angle is called as radiation or radial power intensity. So the power radiated from an antenna per unit solid angle is called radiation intensity or radial intensity. So the normalized power, the power radiated from an antenna per 1 unit solid angle is called as radiation intensity. Very popular lab viva question in our practical examination. Our lab viva radiation intensity is nothing but power, simply the radiated power, simply the power developed by antenna per 1 unit solid angle is called as radiation intensity. Sometimes this radiation intensity can be expressed power watts. So we are having per unit solid angle, so therefore per steradian. Watts per units for radiation intensity equal to watts per steradian or per square degrees. So the power radiation from an antenna, power radiation from an antenna per unit solid angle is called as a radiation intensity. So this is the normalized power pattern, normalized power pattern of this previous section also can express it in terms of the parameter as the ratio of the radiation intensity. So normalized power pattern of this previous section can also be expressed in terms of these parameters. So the ratio of the radiation intensity that equal to function of the angle. So radiation intensity. So P of P normalized Pn of theta comma phi equal to U of theta comma phi divided by U of theta comma phi maximum. So this U of theta comma phi and U of theta comma U of theta comma phi and U of theta comma phi are both are be dependent on pointing vectors. So this pointing vector sometimes be depends on the distance from where we are estimating. So here where power pointing vector that equal to Pn of theta comma phi equal to U of theta comma phi by U of theta comma phi maximum. So this radiation intensity sometimes be measured in terms of square degrees. So the power radiation from an antenna that equal to unit solid angle per solid angle that equal to radiation intensity. So Pn of theta comma phi equal to U of theta comma phi divided by U of theta comma phi. That may be symbolically expressed your S of theta comma phi divided by S of theta comma phi max. Here, what is S equal to pointing vector depends upon the object distance from that antenna, and that radiation intensity U is also be dependent somewhat of radial parameters like distance and assuming that both are be in the far field direction. So the power radiation for the world in radiation intensity normalized power pattern are sometimes be expressed in terms of these parameters. So one more important parameter here equal to beam efficiency. So the beam efficiency that equal to your total beam area. In the previous slide, here you are having so the radiation intensity P of Pn of theta comma phi. That radiation intensity equal to your U of theta comma phi divided by U of theta comma phi maximum. So that is the radiation radial U of theta comma phi, the radiation intensity maximum radiation intensity divided by U of theta comma phi, the maximum radiation intensity. The power radiation from the antenna per unit solid angle is called radiation intensity. Normalized power pattern of the antenna you can also express it in terms of this parameter. So U of theta comma phi, U of theta comma phi U of theta comma phi by U of theta comma phi maximum is equal to S of theta comma phi by S of theta comma phi. So where pointing vector S depends upon the distance from that antenna, that radiation intensity always be dependent on the particular antenna. It is about our radiation intensity slide. Now next our next parameter of the antenna equal to beam efficiency. To calculate the beam efficiency, first we have to develop the fundamental knowledge on total beam area. So this total beam area, as you know that from our previous explanation, so total beam area equal to summation of the major lobe area, main beam area and minor lobe area. That is ohm A. So ohm A equal to ohm M plus ohm small a. So when you can postulate that equal to your when if you divide both sides with ohm A, So that major by total that equal to beam efficiency. It is sigma m. Similarly, we are having minor lobe ohmium by small m by ohmium, that is called as a stray factor. So main beam efficiency. So the beam efficiency equal to ohmium by ohmium, and stray factor equal to small m by small e. So sigma m that equal to epsilon capital M is the beam efficiency. Epsilon small m is the stray factor. So epsilon capital M plus epsilon small m equal to 1. That is epsilon capital M plus epsilon small m equal to 1. That is called very good important empirical relation here. This is the ratio of where sigma m that equal to your sigma m plus sigma m that equal to sigma m plus sigma small m that equal to your beam efficiency.